Welcome back to the 5th episode of the CVU Show.
We're your hosts, Nate
and Jay. Glad to be back.
Recently, a chime has been added to play after the bell rings, signifying the start of classes.
There have been mixed opinions about these bells, and we were curious to see how CVU felt about this change.
So, we sent some members from our team to interview with some people from around CVU about their reactions to the new chimes.
So, how do you feel about the new chimes at CVU?
I don't really like it because when people are in their class, some classes are already started and it just interrupts the class.
How do you feel about the new chimes after the bells?
I kind of like it, Joe, because when the first bell rings, then kids kind of know, all right, I got a couple minutes and then I got to start going. But when it was just me kind of yelling, go to class, I think they hear it every day, so that's easy to ignore.
How do you feel about the new chimes after the bells?
I like them. I think it's a pleasant sound. Much nicer than the kind of bell at the other end of the class.
So, how do you feel about the new chime at CVU?
Honestly, I prefer the traditional bell over the chime bell.
So, how do you feel about the new chime at CVU?
I think it's a good idea. I feel like since I started coming to CVU, there's been a lot of issues with students showing up to class late, or a lot of issues with being in the hallway being overcrowded, and a lot of people, just like a lot of clutter. I think it's a good idea, and I'm kind of happy it's there. It's kind of an annoying noise. I don't really like the noise it shows, but I think it's good to keep things more organized and help out teachers a bit so class can start at normal time and things are not as messy.
Wow, seems like there's some mixed feelings about them.
Want to voice your opinion? Visit the link below or check the description for a poll about the new chimes.
Results will be posted in the next episode.
Last weekend was one of the biggest sports weekends for CVU.
Here to talk about sports are Calvin and Gabe.
Welcome to the CVU Sports Show. I'm Gabe.
And I'm Calvin.
We have a lot to cover, so let's get right into it.
Over the weekend, varsity football played a great game versus the Essex Hornets in the D1 championship game.
We came up just barely short of the win with a final score of 21-19.
A blocked extra point with an incomplete two-point conversion is what stopped us from tying the game late in the fourth quarter.
This season overall was great. With a revamped coaching staff, the team started off with their work cut out for them.
The team worked hard to put together one of the best teams CVU has ever had, ending with a record of 8-3.
With 21 seniors graduating this year, the 2022 CVU football team has to overcome a different hardship, filling the shoes of the graduating seniors.
And now we have Ava Bartlett with a quick segment on turf at CVU.
My name is Ava Bartlett, and I would like to bring the controversy of CVU having turf fields back into the mind of our community. If you take part in the athletic community here at CVU, I'm sure you've experienced something like I have. Up to 15 plus games and practices canceled or moved, playing on a field that was lined on the outfield of the boys' baseball field with second base's dirt patch taking up a portion of our playing surface, and in overall 2 seasons played in different locations, all due to the setback of our swamp of a field and the attempt to repair it. In 2013, the battle for turf took off, though it was shut down once again in 2015. Why? A shortage of nearly 100 votes each time. Shall our community let a short difference of communal votes be the conductor of CVU athletic community's future? A volunteer group raised funds to help finance 2 artificial fields, lights, and seating at the CVU Athletic Complex in 2013, with a total price tag for the proposed project at $2.6 million. That was to be for the 2014 season, though it was rejected. Then the community members voted for 1 field for the 2015 season at $1.25 million, also being rejected. As of now, the discussion on artificial fields has been stuck in the mud, but should it come up again, should our community pay extra in taxes to provide players with the appropriate surface to prosper for their sports, or should the money be spent in another way for more important things?
Thanks, Ava.
With fall sports coming to a close, winter sports will be starting up soon. One of the sports is girls wrestling.
Here is an interview from Stanley with Cassidy Fleming about it.
Hello, my name is Stanley Chan, and I'm here with Cassidy Fleming from the girls wrestling team. So we have a few questions for you today. So why did you start girls wrestling at CVU?
Well, I started girls wrestling actually in Texas, where I'm from, and I thought it was a great way to get in shape and to build my confidence. I was struggling with my identity and my self-image, and I thought that wrestling would be a great activity to keep me busy and to keep me fit, and it ended up that it was. So now that I'm here, I'm trying to start a girls wrestling group so that more girls can have that opportunity to experience the same.
Okay. And is there like a sign up or like when to sign up before?
There is. It's on Form Relief. It's on the CVU website. You go to athletics, and under athletics there are forms, and you go to Form Relief and you'll sign up under that.
Okay. Is there anything else like important, like events that you want to, like we should know?
Events, no, but I do want to stress that no matter what you look like, how much you weigh, how tall you are, there are no physical disadvantages that you could possibly have in order to wrestle. There have been people with no legs who have wrestled and won many matches. The weight classes range from 95 pounds to 265 pounds. And there are endless possibilities and opportunities for every single person out there, no matter what they look like, who they are.
Okay, and I think that's all the questions you have today. And
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And now back to you, Calvin.
Thanks, Stanley.
If you're interested in wrestling, make sure to check that out.
Well, folks, that's all the sports for this week.
Back to the studio.
What a crazy game that was.
It must have been spectacular to watch. Speaking of watching something spectacular, the CVU Theater Something Rotten will be showing the week following Thanksgiving break.
They've been working long and hard to prepare the show of a lifetime. And to give a taste as to what this play will have to offer, we have for you an exclusive trailer.
Here it is now.
Hi, I'm Ray, and if you like me, you like theater. If you do, then consider seeing CVU's Something Rotten. What is Something Rotten, you may ask? Well, it's a musical. It's a play with song and dance, sweet romance, and happy endings happening by happenstance. So, we hope you'll come and see me, as well as everyone else in the cast involved in the production, on Friday, December 3rd, Saturday, December 4th, and Sunday, the 5th. Hope to see you there.
In other news, we have some new and exciting articles on the CVU Chronicle.
Be sure to check out the CVU Chronicle for news stories about maple syrup, winter sports at CVU, how supply chain shortages may impact PlayStation availability this holiday shopping season, and what to expect from local ski resorts this winter.
Up next, we have the premiere episode of Hobby Hunters, a new segment where we learn what some of our teachers do outside of school.
What's up, CVU? I'm Clayton Murphy.
I'm Liam Achilles.
And welcome to the first episode of Hobby Hunters.
Today, we're with business teacher Tammy Jo Dickinson doing jazzercise.
When did you first start teaching and getting into it?
Okay, so I became a jazzercise instructor as a graduation challenge project with the class of 2010. And I had been doing jazzercise for a couple of years before that, but I wanted to know what it was like to do a senior project, like I was helping my students do, and so that's what I did.
So how has teaching jazzercise and partaking in it quite a bit changed your life?
Oh gosh, it's helped me handle stress so much better. Teaching it's forced me to continue to exercise, which has improved my overall health and well-being. And I've made some amazing friends. You know, some of my best friends now are the women who come to my classes and the people that I've met through jazzercise.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, thanks.
So Tammy, how can people get involved?
Super easy. Go to jazzercise.com. You can search for a location. In our immediate vicinity, there's 2, one in South Burlington, one in Williston. You can sign up and take classes online and live in person. Jazzercise.com.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for dancing with me.
Something else that people are looking forward to is Thanksgiving break.
And while being a nice way for kids to relax, be out of school, and have a week of vacation, there's a lot more weight behind the celebration of Thanksgiving.
And here to talk about that is Gary Lambert.
Hi, my name is Gary Lambert, and I teach media classes here at CVU. Today I would like to talk about Thanksgiving, that fourth Thursday of November that we set aside as a day of thanks, usually celebrated with a meal with family and friends. You may have heard that this Thanksgiving Day is the 400th anniversary of that first celebration held in Plymouth, Massachusetts, by the people who came over from England on the Mayflower. These Europeans arrived at Cape Cod in 1620, and after a harsh winter, where over half of the colonists died, and with the help of the native people, the Wampanoags, they celebrated a successful harvest. When we think about Thanksgiving, I'm sure the images of pilgrims and natives sitting down to a shared feast is one of the many images that we imagine. It is something that many of us were taught in school as young children. The native people fed and welcomed them, and everyone lived happily ever after. The real history of Thanksgiving as a holiday began when a day of Thanksgiving was proclaimed in 1637 by Governor Winthrop of the Massachusetts Bay Colony to celebrate the safe return of the men from the colony who had gone to Mystic, Connecticut to participate in the enslavement and massacre of over 700 native women, children, and men. What you may not be aware of is that for the native peoples, Thanksgiving Day is a reminder of the genocide of millions of native people, the theft of native lands, and the erasure of native culture. Since 1970, Indigenous people and their allies have gathered on Coles Hill in Plymouth to commemorate a national day of mourning. It is described as a day of remembrance and spiritual connection, as well as a protest against the racism and oppression that Indigenous people continue to experience. So this year, as we sit down to our Thanksgiving dinner, I hope we will take a moment to acknowledge the history of the many oppressed peoples, both in the past and present. If you're interested in learning more about the National Day of Mourning, follow the link on the screen that includes a live stream from Plymouth on Thursday. Thank you for listening. If you would like to have an editorial on the CVU Show, please send an email to cvushow@cvsdvt.org. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Gary.
Though Thanksgiving has some historical weight to it, it's still a great time to celebrate and be thankful.
We hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving break.
We'll see you in the next episode.